All right. In my haste, I accidentally deleted the car talk on the way here because I needed to make some space on the SD card like a fool. But what are you gonna do? And I'm not gonna try to. I've done it before where I've tried to like get back on the computer and like extract the data because it's still there. It's just been deallocated as open space on the drive. Whatever. Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. But this is basically all I do to warm up. I get a lot of questions where it's essentially, well, Sam, what are you doing? What's the warm up before some crazy heavy set of something? What's the warm up pre super heavy bench or rows or kind of whatever? And back is pretty simple, but chest is definitely my most extensive warm up. And it's not the craziest, but what I'm doing is just kind of this loop of a couple of push downs, some rows, some face pulls like this. Honestly, if I had to just pick one thing in this little loop of like cable warm-ups that I'd call the most important, I think it would definitely be this. So I'm getting some rear delts, but instead of just pulling here like a face pull and doing this rotating action throughout the motion, it just gets my rotator cuffs super warm. And you can't really feel it. Like, it's not like I can tell that my internal shoulder is warmed up, but I can feel, I guess, a lack of problems once I actually start moving weight. Because I used to have a crunchy shoulder pretty frequently. I'd be sitting doing incline bench or something heavier than I should. And then, after rep 4, basically just have like you can probably hear it if you put your ear, if I put the mic close enough, or my chest is actually like, or not my chest, but my shoulder would just like crackle, So that was a while ago. And ever since I started doing this longer warm up pre-chest, it's kind of mitigated it. Now I've done another thing to help that as well, is instead of benching like with a barbell base kind of movement, like a Smith or a incline barbell, instead of this way up here, I got my elbows tucked in a little more, so I'm not putting so much pressure on my shoulders. But other than that, I do think that having this sort of extensive warm-up loop is a good addition to a chest day. Because your back is involved from stabilizing yourself on the bench, your shoulders are moving, your triceps are pushing. I'm even going to do some curls and some front raises just a little bit to make sure that everything in this area is up to code. And not only that, but this warm-up phase is a good warning detection kind of movement, because if anything's off, instead of finding out by jumping straight onto a crazy heavy weight or whatever, I might feel it here, and then I can make an adjustment. So I can say, ooh, even just doing light cable press like this, I feel my shoulder or my something, I don't know, whatever. I might feel something. Well, then that's my cue. Ooh, all right. Maybe I had crazy incline Smith planned. Maybe I was getting myself amped for some crazy incline Smith. Nah, I better chill. But I'm just going to camp out here for probably another 10 minutes. Gradually go heavier. So that's what, 50 pounds? Next do like 60, 70, 90, 100 or something. And then after I start to feel a little bit of extra blood flow in my chest from those crossbody presses, then I'll be able to say, all right, let's pick movement number 1. So I'll see you for whatever that movement ends up being. All right, not too heavy, because I want this to be a good sort of squeezing, burning start. I didn't really used to like this all the time. Like in my head, this was my logic. And I think in an off season, this is still sound. But if you're just maintaining, you're dieting down, you want a super serious pump and a good lift to stimulate and maintain your chest, well, you don't need to rip your pecs off, But triceps kind of really got me into it. A little bit of hamstrings too, because I've been liking triceps with a light squeezing movement in the beginning. And I say light, I mean just relatively light. So it's still heavy, but I can do a full crazy squeeze, hold, and burn. And after, maybe a 15, 20 rep set of that, maybe 2 of those, Well, if I move on to a heavier press or like a super heavy push down or a dip, well, I'm a little pre-fatigued, I'm warm all over, and my tendons are also kind of already exposed to some weight with some blood flow. So the rest of the workout just feels better. Now, that isn't me saying that you should spend 30 minutes warming up. You know, I don't think there's any need for that. But I think there is a logic to sometimes starting a little lighter squeezing for the sake of, I would say, better performance on your heavier movements later. Like last time I did a 6-plate squat for reps, so just a really heavy one, I did some leg extensions first. I did a few, like 2 good real sets of leg extensions before to get my quads just sort of like primed. Now, they were good working sets too, but it's not going to totally kill your strength. I was convinced if I do anything before a heavy set of something, it's going to sap my strength. I want to hit it heavy strong. I don't think it's so much the case, especially with the relatively light squeezing stuff. Like if I did 2 of these and then let's say I wanted to do a really crazy incline bench, I think I'd still be able to move that weight around and I'd feel pumped already. So I think the reps themselves would end up feeling better. But this is going to be a good solid squeeze and hold. So let's just make it happen. Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Whew. All right. I think I'm just going to camp out here for as many as feel good. So whether that's only 1 more or 4 more, I'm cool with that. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. 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 And then on this, I like turning my hands in, because if I have them over like this, I'm going to use front delt. But if I have them under like this, I feel like it's easier to just feel my upper chest fire. Okay. Ugh. 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 Yeah. Fuck. No, 1 more. Oh. 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 Oh, shit. All right. I want to move on, but I also want to come back. I think I'm going to come back to this movement as a finisher just because of how good that squeeze feels on my upper chest, which I'll explain. All right, now my only question is why haven't I thought of this before? So I like grabbing the dumbbells, usually like a 30 or 40, basically hang them across my my quads and drag them in this direction. Essentially just doing the squeezing portion of like a fly in this way. And this shoulder raise is basically the same shit, but it's got more consistent tension throughout. So I can kind of do, obviously not a huge stretch of a fly, but a really nasty squeeze and burn up top. So I think I'm gonna go back and forth, like 10 or so each side. I don't know if I'll do a few of these or just one, but the feeler reps, I mean, this is gonna burn. I wouldn't put myself past ignition for this one. All right. Oh, I got a little heavier. There we go. Alright, I'm stronger on this than I thought. But let's go a little heavier and do one more. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of a decline, like upper press. This is cool. I've never seen that before and I like it. I'm doing one more. I'm doing one more of these, a little heavier even. Look, if you got an Arsenal shoulder fly or shoulder raise, try this shit. Oh, yeah. All right. If this next set of squeezing press is good, I think that's all. Oh, shit. Let's see how we're looking. I already know it's going to be nuts. All right, back by popular demand of one guy's comment, we're going ultra widescreen today. But you tell me, what do you think is going on under this shirt? Is there a little something? Is there, oh, let's just, I already know it. Come on, we already know what's going on. Let's just get a freaking glimpse. Yeah, some nice direct top-down lighting. Yeah, it's perfect. Oh my gosh. I mean, even just hitting those with how pumped slash sweaty slash overheated I am from just the gym in general. Oh my gosh. Cardio. Let's just say I'm going to be sweating good during today's cardio. But yeah, I'd say give me like another 4 weeks and we should be back to that like 6 weeks out kind of look. Because even now, I mean, midsection is looking pretty sharp. But once I start seeing these gill-looking serratus oblique muscles down at the bottom, that's where things really get crazy. And we're getting close, but not yet. So that's pretty much all I got. A little bit of a quicker one because I forgot the car talk. Or I didn't forget, but I freaking deleted it like a fool. So I'm gonna go splice this in together, jump on the cardio bike while it renders, and then that'll be all. So I think, well actually I think now I wanna hit a back pose. So let me say what I was really gonna think in a second. Okay. What I was gonna say was I think I like the warmth. I've, over the last dieting phase, or I guess the show prep, it was over the winter, so I'd come in, you know, I'm not going crazy, I'm hitting like, even this chest day was a little more intense than all my show prep ones, at least like deeper into the prep, but I just barely sweat, you know? And it wasn't like I wasn't going hard, but it was cold, I was dieted. You know, when you're full of carbs, you can sweat like a fucking, you can sweat like something that sweats a lot. But when you're not, when you're totally depleted and flat and cold, and maybe it's wintertime, so the gym's already a little bit on the chillier side. I mean, if you finish a lift, no sweat, no nothing, it's not like I feel like I didn't do anything, but it isn't as satisfying. So, if going forward, I'm hitting my cardio very well, like normal. I mean, I always am, but my cardio is extra good when I'm dieting and leaner. Not eating a crazy amount of food, but the temperature is making me sweat in here. Well, shit, I mean, I feel like I had a good workout. Plus, in good lighting, when you're sweaty, you look fucking crazier. You're all extra fucking shiny. But plan for tomorrow will be some back. I don't know if I'll hit it in here or maybe go somewhere else. We'll fucking see what happens. But if you had a chest day today, I hope you killed it. Or if you're headed to chest, I hope you're about to kill it, right? Past, present, future, everything in between. But I'll see you tomorrow.